Welcome to Top Rare Coins, your ultimate destination for discovering the hidden treasures of history. On this channel, we explore some of the most fascinating and valuable old coins from the United States. From rare pennies and silver dollars to historic coins worth thousands of dollars, each piece has a story waiting to be uncovered. Whether you're a collector, a history lover, or just curious about coins you might have lying around, this channel will guide you through the world of rare US coins, helping you valuable finds and learn what makes them so special. Don't forget to subscribe and join. I need to correct one important point before writing your script. A 1965 Lincoln penny with no mint mark is not worth $1.2 million in normal circumstances. Most 1965 pennies are very common and usually worth a few cents to a few dollars, depending on condition. Only extremely rare era coins or unique specimens could reach high values, and even then, nowhere near $1.2 million. That said, I can absolutely create a highly engaging, professional YouTube script that still feels exciting, valuable, and clickable, without spreading misleading information. Here's your 1,200-word professional script. Welcome back to Top Rare Coins, the channel where history meets hidden treasure. Today, we are diving into a coin that many people overlook, yet it sparks curiosity among collectors across the world, the 1965 Lincoln 1 cent with no mint mark. At first glance, this coin might seem ordinary. It's small, copper-colored, and looks just like countless other pennies you've probably handled in your daily life. But what if I told you that understanding this coin could help you identify hidden value sitting right in your pocket? Let's explore the story behind the 1965 penny, why it has no mint mark, and what makes certain versions of this coin more valuable than others. To begin with, the year 1965 was a turning point in United States coinage history. During this period, the US Mint made a major decision to remove mint marks from coins temporarily. This was done to discourage collectors from hoarding coins based on their mint location, which had started to disrupt circulation. So, if your 1965 penny has no mint mark, that is completely normal. In fact, all pennies from 1965, 1966, and 1967 were produced without mint marks, regardless of whether they were made in Philadelphia, Denver, or San Francisco. Now you might be wondering, if all 1965 pennies have no mint mark, why are collectors even interested in them? The answer lies in condition, rarity, and errors. Let's talk about condition first. Coins are graded on a scale, and the better preserved a coin is, the more valuable it becomes. A 1965 penny that has been heavily circulated, scratched, or worn down will usually only be worth its face value or slightly more. However, if you happen to find a 1965 penny in uncirculated condition, meaning it looks almost brand new, with sharp details and original shine, its value can rise significantly. High-grade examples certified by professional grading services can sell for tens or even hundreds of dollars. Now let's move on to the real treasure, error coins. Error coins are mistakes made during the minting process, and these are what collectors truly chase. Some 1965 pennies were struck with unusual errors that make them rare and valuable. One example is a double die error, where the design appears slightly duplicated due to a misalignment during production. Another is an off-center strike, where the design is not properly centered on the coin. There are also coins struck on the wrong metal planchet, which is extremely rare. Imagine a penny being accidentally struck on a blank mint for a different coin. That's the kind of mistake that can turn an ordinary coin into a collector's dream. These rare error coins can sell for hundreds or even thousands of dollars depending on their uniqueness and condition. Now let's address one of the biggest myths circulating online, the idea that a regular 1965 penny is worth thousands or even millions of dollars. Today, we are diving deep into one of the most talked about coins among collectors, the 1968 Lincoln penny with no mint mark. At first glance, it looks completely ordinary. A classic design featuring Abraham Lincoln on the front and the Lincoln Memorial on the back. Millions of these coins were produced, and they still show up in everyday circulation even today. But here's where things get interesting. Some versions of this coin can be worth significantly more than face value, and under the right conditions, collectors are willing to pay serious money. Let's start with the basics. The 1968 penny without a mint mark was struck at the Philadelphia Mint. During that time, coins produced in Philadelphia typically did not carry a mint mark, so finding one without a mark is completely normal. In fact, hundreds of millions of these coins were made, which is why most of them are not rare. So why are people talking about this coin like it's something special? The answer lies in condition, rarity within quality, and potential mint errors. Condition plays a huge role in coin value. Most 1968 pennies you find today have been circulated for decades. They have scratches, fading, and wear that significantly reduce their value. These coins are usually worth between 1 cent and maybe a few cents more. But when you find a 1968 penny in uncirculated condition, meaning it has never been used in everyday transactions, that's when things change. These coins retain their original shine, sharp details, and clean surfaces. Collectors call this mint state, and the higher the grade, the more valuable the coin becomes. Now imagine finding one with a rich red color, no scratches, and perfectly defined details. Such coins can sell for several dollars, sometimes even reaching higher prices depending on grading. But here's where the real excitement begins: mint errors. Error coins are like hidden treasures. They occur when something goes wrong during the coin production process. These mistakes are rare, and collectors love them. A 1968 penny with no mint mark that also has a noticeable error can be worth far more than a normal coin. Today's video is about a coin that has been creating a lot of buzz online, the 1991 Liberty 1 cent. Some people claim it could be worth hundreds, thousands, or even over $1 million. But is that actually true, or just another internet myth? Let's break it down step by step and find out what this coin is really worth, and more importantly, what to look for that could make it valuable. First, let's talk about the coin itself. Today's video is going to surprise you, because we're talking about a coin that millions of people have seen, but very few truly understand. The 1993 Liberty 1 cent. At first glance, it looks like just another ordinary penny. Copper-colored, lightweight, and something most people wouldn't think twice about spending. But what if I told you that certain versions of this coin can be worth far more than just 1 cent? And more importantly, what if the coin sitting in your pocket right now could be hiding a secret? Let's dive deep into the truth behind the 1993 1 cent coin with no mint mark, and uncover whether it's truly valuable, or just another common coin. First, let's understand the basics. The 1993 Lincoln cent features the iconic profile of Abraham Lincoln on the front, a design that has been in use since 1909. On the back, you'll see the Lincoln Memorial, which was standard for pennies minted between 1959 and 2008. Now here's where things get interesting. Many collectors and beginners get confused when they see a coin with no mint mark. They immediately assume it must be rare. But in reality, for US coins, a missing mint mark doesn't always mean something special. For the 1993 penny, coins were produced in 3 main locations: Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. Coins minted in Philadelphia typically do not carry a mint mark. That means if your 1993 penny has no letter under the date, it was most likely produced in Philadelphia, and that's completely normal. So if that's the case, why are people talking about this coin being valuable? The answer lies in condition, rarity, and most importantly, mint errors. Let's talk about condition first. In coin collecting, condition is everything. A heavily worn penny that has been in circulation for years will only be worth its face value. But if you happen to find a 1993 penny in near perfect condition, what collectors call uncirculated or mint state, then the value increases significantly. High-grade examples can sell for several dollars, sometimes even more depending on the exact grade. But that's just the beginning. Now let's get into the real reason this coin has gained attention: errors. Mint errors are what turn ordinary coins into extraordinary finds. During the minting process, millions of coins are produced at high speed. Occasionally, mistakes happen. These mistakes create unique coins that collectors are always hunting for. For the 1993 1 cent, some of the known error types include off-center strikes, double dies, and planchet errors. An off-center strike happens when the coin is not properly aligned during the minting process. This can result in part of the design being cut off, making the coin visually unusual and highly collectible. Double die errors occur when the design is stamped more than once in slightly different positions. This can create a noticeable doubling effect on the letters or numbers. And then there are planchet errors, where the metal blank itself has a defect before the coin is even struck. These are the types of coins that can command serious money in the collector market. Now, let's address the big question. Can a 1993 penny ever be worth thousands, or even more? The honest answer is yes, but only under very specific circumstances. For a 1993 1 cent coin to reach extremely high values, it would need to have a rare and dramatic mint error, be in exceptional condition, and ideally be authenticated and graded by a professional coin grading service. Coins that meet all these criteria can sometimes sell for hundreds or even thousands of dollars at auction. But claims of million-dollar values are extremely rare and usually involve one-of-a-kind coins with historical significance or unique minting anomalies. So if you come across a 1993 penny with no mint mark, don't assume it's instantly valuable, but don't ignore it either. Take a closer look. Examine the coin carefully under good lighting. Look for unusual features such as doubling, misalignment, or anything that seems different from a normal penny. If you believe you've found something unusual, consider getting it evaluated by a professional. Today's video is something truly exciting, especially for collectors and treasure hunters. We are diving deep into the story of the 1995 Lincoln 1-cent coin that appears to have no mint mark, a coin that has sparked curiosity, debate, and even big claims about its value reaching up to $1.2 million. Yes, you heard that right. A simple 1-cent coin that could potentially be worth a life-changing amount of money. But is it real? Is it rare? And how can you tell if you have one? Stay with me, because we are going to break it all down step by step. Let's begin with the basics. The 1995 Lincoln penny is part of the Lincoln cent series, one of the longest-running coin designs in United States history. These coins feature Abraham Lincoln on the front, a design that has been in use since 1909. On the reverse side of the 1995 version, you will find the Lincoln Memorial. Now here's where things get interesting. Most 1995 pennies were minted in 3 locations: Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. Coins from Philadelphia traditionally do not carry a mint mark, while Denver coins have a small d, and San Francisco coins have an s. But wait, why are people talking about this coin being so valuable? That's because not all no mint mark coins are equal. The real value comes from rare errors, unique conditions, and collector demand. Let's talk about the key factor that can turn a normal 1995 penny into a high-value collectible: minting errors. One of the most famous and valuable errors for the 1995 Lincoln cent is the double die obverse. This is when the design on the front of the coin appears doubled due to a misalignment during the minting process. If you look closely at a genuine double die 1995 penny, you will notice clear doubling in the words Liberty, In God We Trust, and the date 1995. This is not damage. This is a real mint error, and collectors love it. Coins with strong doubling can sell for hundreds or even thousands of dollars depending on their condition. Now let's take it a step further. Today, we are diving deep into one of the most talked about modern coins in circulation, the 2000 Liberty 1 cent with no mint mark. At first glance, it looks like an ordinary penny. You've probably seen hundreds of them, maybe even spent them without a second thought. But what if I told you that under certain conditions, this small copper coin could be worth far more than its face value? Let's uncover the truth. The 2000 Lincoln cent features the familiar portrait of Abraham Lincoln on the front, a design that has been part of American coinage for over a century. On the reverse side, you'll see the Lincoln Memorial, a design used from 1959 until 2008. This makes the 2000 penny part of a long-standing and iconic series. Now here's where things get interesting: the missing mint mark. Coins produced in the United States are typically stamped with a mint mark that tells you where they were made. The most common mint marks are D for Denver and P for Philadelphia. However, for Lincoln pennies, Philadelphia coins traditionally do not carry a mint mark. So if your 2000 penny has no mint mark, it simply means it was minted in Philadelphia. And yes, millions of these coins were produced. In fact, the Philadelphia Mint struck billions of pennies in the year 2000. That means the vast majority of these coins are extremely common and hold very little value beyond 1 cent. But don't lose interest just yet. Because in the world of coin collecting, value isn't always about age. It's about rarity, condition, and errors. Let's talk about condition first. Coins are graded on a scale, with higher grades representing coins that are closer to perfect condition. If you happen to have a 2000 penny that has never been circulated, meaning it has no scratches, no wear, and retains its original shine, it could be worth significantly more than a regular used coin. In top grades, such as MS67 or higher, collectors may pay anywhere from $10 to over $100 for a single coin, simply because finding one in perfect condition is rare. Now let's move to the real treasure: mint errors. This is where things can become exciting. A mint error occurs when something goes wrong during the coin production process. These errors can make a coin unique, And uniqueness is exactly what collectors are willing to pay for. Some known errors for the 2000 penny include off-center strikes, double die errors, broad strikes, and even planchet errors. Imagine a coin where the design is slightly shifted off-center, or the letters appear doubled when you look closely. These are not defects in the traditional sense, they are valuable mistakes.